Hey, I'm Tim Cummins, and welcome back to UT, University of Tim, where we're talking about our multi-housing apartment ministry and how we take the church to the people. In this section, we're going to talk a little bit about marketing yourself personally. I know that it's important to take care of the little things because the little things add up to a lot when they're all said and done. One of them is this little jobby do. Do you have a business card? If you don't have a business card, you better get one. You can go and get at Staples or Office Depot or Office Max. You can get the cards that you can print up on your own that are no perf cards. So they look pretty good. They peel off and look well, and you can print those off. My daughter actually has done a picture of herself on her card that looks really good. These cards are on a little bit better paper than what you would get at Office Max or Office Depot or stuff, but they're from sharpdots.com. They give a real good deal for bulk quantities, so you might consider doing that. I consider these like bullets. Before I go out of the house or out of my car every day, I load up with bullets, and I make sure I've always got at least 4 or 5 business cards in my billfold, and I hand those things out all the time. In other words, that you should do is, besides just your snail mail address and your phone number, and I hope that you've got a cell phone, because in our business you're going to be mobile a lot, so you need to have something that the phones can actually track you down. And the other thing is an email address. I'm an advocate for Gmail. I don't know what your email server is or not, but Google, I think, is the best thing going. And not only does Gmail have some of the best spam filtering available, but they also have a whole suite of other applications that you can use that's web-based. In my impression, the more that you're web-based, the better, because that means you can access your information no matter where it is. If you take a look at whirlwindmissions.org, the vast majority of the information that I need personally, me, is on the web, and then I can also access that. So make sure that you've got that. And as I mentioned in one of the previous sessions, make sure that you go ahead and get yourself a website. Put that website together. There's a number of, Google offers a website development tool for free. So once you've got a Gmail account, all that stuff is absolutely free and accessible to you. I was talking earlier about the prayer card. Make sure that you do that as well. I hand out prayer cards just by the tons. I hand them out constantly, and that's all about marketing. Your goal is to take over people's refrigerators. Here's something new that I'm just now developing as part of our newsletter. You know, as I just mentioned about, my goal is to take over people's refrigerators. I've already got this prayer card on there. This is actually about the 5th prayer card that we've done. I do these about every 1.5 to 2 years. I'll get a fresh one out, or whenever I run out of the old ones, and I usually get about 5,000 a pop. So you can see that's a lot of prayer cards I've handed out, right? And what I'm going to do now is, on my newsletter list, I'm going to also include about a postcard size thing that I'm going to actually do in color. And then I'm going to provide a refrigerator magnet that they can put that little card up onto the refrigerator. So every month they're going to have something fresh to look at with a picture, a couple of pictures, and some prayer requests. So that's my goal now. So I'm letting you in on that as well. Another way that I think it's important when you're marketing yourself is to keep track of who you're calling at. And so I'm going to give you just an example. I've got a little spiral notebook that you can see. It's like that, and I do a very simple method of where I'll write the date, I'll write who called me, basically what was going on, what we talked about, as well as the phone number. And I've seen that this one thing about having a logbook as well is almost as important as having business cards and photo cards that you can constantly be handing out, because everybody that calls you, and you can follow up on them and remind, you know, a month later as you're looking through these books about, oh gosh, man, we haven't followed up on that. That can help you keep on track. This sort of phone log also keeps you, going, that you're actually making calls and you're receiving calls and that you're, doing it. I know it seems like it may be one more piece of work to do, but this is the kind of stuff that puts us ahead of the stack. You would be shocked at how many people I talk with, whether they're, youth directors or whatever, that say that they've called somebody and they never call them back. That happens all the time. What we're about is customer service. especially in the fundraising, entrepreneurial mission sort of thing. We have to be seen as somebody that constantly is giving them feedback, whether it's newsletters or they're calling them back or they're following up on that. If you keep a phone log and you make sure you're handing out these phone cards and prayer cards, you're going to be contacted. And in our business, making sure that you keep contact people is our lifeblood. Newsletters, phone calls, and of course things like this where we're trying to help other friends. So I appreciate you listening to this, and I hope that was helpful to you, and I'll see you back in the next section.